Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, Call of Duty added in 28 different Gobblegum packs in 2 Black Ops 6. And what I want to do today is make sure that you understand all the ones that you actually have access to be able to add into your loadout when going into the game. I also want to break down which Gobblegum is going to be best for camo grinding, since that is what most of us are going to be doing when we go in. I'm also going to break down which weapon classes are going to be used best for those Gobblegums to make sure that you're maximizing on your camo grind during that progression. And last but not least, I'm going to break down my top personal favorite Gobblegum packs that you're going to want to take into the game to maximize on your camo grind as quickly as possible with as much fun as possible. Let's get right into the video. So kind of just get into it. There are going to be 13 Gobblegum packs, which you are not going to be able to add to your loadout. These Gobblegums are just going to be the ones that you can get in game. You might be able to buy through the store with actual COD points, or hopefully not cash, or you're going to get them randomly in game. So from there are 15 total Gobblegums that you actually unlock through the player unlock system. And instead of me just breaking these down, like I said before, I want to make sure that I give you some really good, accurate uses of which ones are going to be the best ones for you to use, kind of based on that playstyle being able to actually just go in and do some camo grinding. Now, this is not going to be solely only the Gobblegums that you can use for camo grinding. You can use these Gobblegums for many other things, as you can see here. As you can see here, many of them have multi-playstyle use, but I wanted to make sure that what I recommend for all of those, I can just pass on to you. Plus, I'm also going to break down some of the weapon classes that you're going to want to use while camo grinding. Getting to the rare Gobblegums for camo grinding, I will go ahead and suggest Killjoy. That's where your ammo is actually going to be taken from your stockpile instead of your actual magazine. That has a duration of about 60 seconds, and that's going to be best used for shotguns, snipers, marksman rifles, pistols, and launchers, just because those items, they sometimes shoot a little bit slower, or they have much smaller magazines. And so being able to take from that stockpile is going to instantly help out with those weapon classes. The stock option allows you to spawn in an insta-kill power-up. That is going to be instant. It's going to be instant ability. And with that one, during your camo grind, you're really going to use that for all weapons, really just because it's going to always be useful and helpful. Last but not least, you've got cashback, and that's going to allow you to spawn in a max ammo power-up. Same thing, you're going to want to use that for pretty much all of your different weapons. But for sure, if you're going in and leveling up shotguns, marksman rifles, sniper rifles, or launchers, you're going to want to for sure make sure you have that one on. I would definitely recommend. Move along to our epic Gobblegums. So for these ones, you're actually going to want to use the Who's Keeping Score. This is going to spawn in a double points power up. Obviously, you're going to once again want to use that specifically for all of them, but especially if you're using snipers, marksman rifles, launchers, and melee weapons, because you're not going to be getting as many kills as quickly. So you might end up needing those double points consistently to help out with that camo grind to get those points to level up your weapon. Next, we've got exit strategy. This is going to activate an exfil bolt immediately, reducing zombie spawns during exfil. The reason being is just because you're going to be going in and exfilling a lot while you're camo grinding, and there might be exfil challenges that you might want to get to be able to level up XP. Plus, it reduces the zombie spawn, and because this version reduces the zombie spawns during exfil, you want to have this or save these for your snipers, your melees, and your launchers, because those weapons, they don't do as much damage per second as the rest of them. And so you want to save that reduced zombie spawn exfil for those weapons. Up next, we've got Soda Fountain. So Soda Fountain is just going to basically give you an additional perk whenever you buy your next perk. This is just going to allow you to save much more money. And since you're saving some of that XP, using that for your melee weapon, your launcher, and your sniper, once again, are going to be great and fantastic. Free Fire is going to be our last epic Gobblegum that I would recommend using for camo grinding. So this is where you're going to basically fire your weapon. It just will not consume any ammo. And obviously it does work with any wonder weapons, but during your camo grind, you're not going to be working with the wonder weapons other than when you're trying to do the XP challenges for those wonder weapons to get those skins. However, this Gobblegum is on a time ability for 60 seconds. This is going to be best used for shotguns, sniper rifles, pistols, and launchers. Once again, obviously, anything that we can do to really specifically buff those, you want to use. Meaning that because most of the Gobblegums you're going to want to save for those more challenging classes, or the ones with less ammo or less DPS, things like that. you're going to want to really save your Gobblegums for those and not use your Gobblegums on the ARs, SMGs, and LMGs. So up next, we've got the Legendary and Ultra Gobblegums. So here we've got first Idle Eyes, where all zombies are going to ignore those players and stand idle. This has a time ability for 30 seconds. And once again, you're going to use it for your snipers, melees, and launchers just to be able to help you out with making sure you get some more of those kills. Or at level 30, AU unlock on the house, which is going to allow you to be able to spawn in a perk can power up that just gives you an extra perk. That's just going to save you a lot of money. Once again, same thing, shotgun, snipers, launchers, and melee weapons as well. You might be able to even add in marksman rifles here just because it will ultimately just help out with just, I mean, really, you can add in all the weapon classes for this one just because it's going to help you save some money. And then last but not least, we've got our Hidden Power Ultra Gobblegum. This is the only Ultra that I actually suggest for Camo Grinds. This is just going to instantly upgrade your weapon rarity to a legendary rarity. Because of that, for sure, you want your melee weapon, launchers, marksman rifles, snipers, pistols. You're going to want to use all of them for sure. But if you're just trying to really maximize on saving to make sure that you get through the Camo Grind as easy as possible, pretty much every Gobblegum that you see here, you're going to want to use for later on and want to save for those snipers and marksman rifles and things like that. So here's why I want to give you my personally crafted Gobblegum packs that you should use for very specific situations depending on the playstyle that you want. Now, with the Penny Pincher pack, this one, you're going to want to bring in Killjoy, Cashback, Who's Keeping Score, Soda Fountain, and Free Fire. And the reason being is because this, I like to call the Penny Pincher because it saves you a lot of money. Meaning that Killjoy and Free Fire are going to allow you to really use a lot less of that ammo in your weapon, meaning that you don't have to go and buy as much ammo as well. Having that double points power up is going to allow you to get much more money much faster. Spawning in a max ammo, once again, you don't have to go and spend as much money on ammo. And lastly, getting that new perk or getting that additional perk is going to help out with saving money as well. Because in the round-based zombies, perk cans actually get more expensive as you buy extra perks. Up next, we've got what I call the double tap pack. So with the double tap pack, this is where you're actually going to kind of like do extra damage as kind of double tap does. And for the double tap Gobblegum pack, you're going to use Killjoy, Stock Option, Free Fire, Idle Eyes, and Hidden Power. Now, the reason for this is because the goal is to get as much DPS as quickly as possible, especially when it comes to like those snipers, those shotguns as well, doing a lot of damage. Or even if you just want to do as much damage as best you can with like some of the ARs and SMGs, that's going to be fine too. So with Killjoy, once again, you're going to be able to take that weapon, that ammo from the stockpile, and with Free Fire, you're going to be able to consume no ammo, which is going to allow you to really do a lot more damage. If you're working with burst fire weapons or launchers or things like that, you won't have to worry about reloading, which is going to allow you to do much more DPS much faster. Spawning in an insta kill power-up is going to obviously help out with doing a lot of DPS. All zombies ignore players and stand idle. This is just going to be great because then they stop moving and they stop worrying about you. You just continue to take them out. And then last but not least, Hidden Power. Once again, just getting your weapon rarity all the way max upgraded is going to allow you to do the most damage and save you a lot of time while trying to grind it. And last but not least, what I call the E-Tool. First, the E-Tool was my favorite weapon in Black Ops Cold War. So when it comes to this, I wanted to name one of my favorite Gobblegum packs after the E-Tool. So this one, we're going to bring on our first few non-camo grinding specific Gobblegums. So with this, we've got the stock option, any weapon here, exit strategy, nowhere but there, and idle eyes. Now, the purpose of this one is to actually be able to escape in an emergency if we need. Because sometimes while we're camo grinding, we get some of those high rounds, we might get overcrowded, we might, things like that. And so being able to pop one of these Gobblegums in our E-Tool or our emergency pack is going to allow us to be able to either get out, evade as quickly as possible. Stock option is going to allow us to spawn in an instant kill power-up. Anywhere but here and nowhere but there is just going to allow us to instantly teleport elsewhere. Now, nowhere but there is specifically used for co-op. So hopefully it allows you to be able to instantly teleport anywhere else if you still use it. I'm hoping that it kind of works like anywhere but here, even if you don't use it for co-op. Then we've got extra strategy, which is going to allow you to instantly start an exfil. I'm hoping that if you get crowded and you pop that extra strategy Gobblegum, it instantly starts an exfil and does kind of what it does when you hit the radio in the traditional game, where all the zombies immediately disappear and then the new zombies spawn up. And so if that's the case, if you pop that and it instantly starts the exfil, if you're solo, then the hope is that all the zombies go away and you have a breather space. And then last but not least, you've got idle eyes, which is where you pop that and instantly all the zombies stop aggroing you and stand idle. Gives you some space to breathe, reload, and go do what you have to do. That's on the 30-second timer. So guys, I hope that this guide has been very helpful in giving you some really good tips on which Gobblegums to use. I know it can be very confusing because there's so much new stuff at launch, but hopefully you use one of those top 3 Gobblegum packs that I just gave. And I'd love to hear your feedback in the comment section down below. With that, if you have not checked out all of the items that you unlock and how to be able to unlock them, when to use them, what are the best times to use them, and what are the best ways to be able to add them, I did create my ultimate top 5 full loadouts with best weapons, best equipment, items, lethals, tacticals, as well as some other recommended Gobblegum packs. If you have not seen that video, check this video out here and let me know in the comment section down below how you like it. Have a beautiful goddamn day, and I'll see you in that video. Bye, guys.